Welcome to the Conspiracy Files with Paige Carter. I'm your host, Paige Carter. In the early hours of a hot midsummer morning in 1947, an unusual event rattled the quiet town of Roswell, New Mexico. Eyewitnesses reported a blinding flash of light streaking across the sky, followed by a thunderous crash that shook the earth beneath their feet. The sheer intensity of the event was enough to leave the most hardened skeptics questioning the reality of what they had just experienced. This was the beginning of what would later be famously known as the Roswell incident, a narrative steeped in mystery, controversy, and a seemingly endless stream of unanswered questions. The official report from the United States Army Air Forces stated that it was a weather balloon that had crashed on the Foster Ranch, located near Roswell. But many, both then and now, found this explanation lacking. The wreckage, they said, was unlike anything they had ever seen. It consisted of strange, flexible materials that could neither be cut nor burned, and symbols that resembled hieroglyphics etched onto metallic beams. Then there were testimonies from the first-hand witnesses, ordinary folks who had stumbled upon the wreckage or had been involved in the cleanup operation. Stories of humanoid figures, lifeless and sprawled amongst the debris, began to emerge. These testimonies were quickly dismissed, ridiculed, or worse, silenced. Yet, they persisted, passed down through generations, igniting a fervor amongst conspiracy theorists and ufologists alike. Records and reports from the time are riddled with inconsistencies and contradictions. Documents pertaining to the incident were heavily redacted or have mysteriously disappeared, fueling the belief that a cover-up had taken place. The government's insistence that it was a weather balloon, and nothing more, has only served to deepen the suspicion of a deliberate withholding of the truth. The Roswell incident remains one of the most intriguing and widely discussed UFO sightings in history. It is a complex puzzle, a tantalizing mix of truth, half-truths, and possible outright fabrications. The question isn't just about whether we are alone in the universe, but also how far our own governments would go to keep us in the dark. In this intricate tapestry of testimonies, declassified documents, and scientific analysis, we will attempt to peel back the layers of this enigma. Each thread that we follow may not lead us to a definitive answer, but it will certainly bring us closer to understanding the magnitude of the question we are trying to answer. The Roswell incident isn't just a tale of a possible extraterrestrial crash. It's about the lengths to which secrets can be kept, narratives controlled, and the truth, as elusive as it may be, pursued. As we delve deeper into this mystery, we find ourselves not only questioning what happened in Roswell in 1947, but also the very nature of truth itself. The events that would culminate in the Roswell incident began in the summer of 1947, a period marked by political tension and technological advancement. World War II had ended just 2 years prior, and the world was undergoing an unprecedented reconstruction. The United States, emerging as a global superpower, was locked in the early stages of the Cold War with the Soviet Union, a face-off that would define much of the remaining 20th century. This was also the dawn of the atomic age, an era characterized by the harnessing of nuclear power, rapid technological progress, and a deep-seated fear of annihilation. The testing of nuclear weapons at the Trinity site in New Mexico had taken place only 2 years earlier, in 1945. The area surrounding Roswell had become a hub of military activity, with the Roswell Army Airfield playing a crucial role in the country's defense strategy. At the same time, a cultural fascination with science fiction and the possibility of extraterrestrial life was growing. The 1938 radio broadcast of H.G. Wells' The War of the Worlds had caused a nationwide panic, sparking a broader interest in the concept of advanced civilizations beyond our planet. As such, the mysterious crash near Roswell fed into an existing narrative of alien encounters and government secrecy, further intensifying public speculation. On the night of July 4, 1947, several witnesses reported seeing an unusual, brightly lit object streaking across the sky near Roswell, New Mexico. Within a few days, rancher Mac Brazel would discover the debris field on his property, setting into motion a series of events that still reverberate today. The military's swift response to the crash and their subsequent efforts to control the narrative fostered an atmosphere of secrecy. The initial press release from the Roswell Army Airfield, which stated that a flying disc had been recovered, was abruptly retracted and replaced with the official explanation of a weather balloon mishap. Furthermore, the U.S. government's strict information control during this period, designed to prevent leaks that could aid their Soviet adversaries, created a climate of mistrust. The swift classification of all information related to the Roswell incident only added to the public's suspicion. This secrecy, combined with the dismissal of eyewitness accounts and the rapid cleanup of the crash site, provided fertile ground for the belief that the truth was being deliberately concealed. Thus, the Roswell incident didn't occur in isolation. It was the product of a specific historical and cultural context, a moment in time when the world was rapidly changing, and the line between science fiction and reality seemed increasingly blurred. The fear, curiosity, and mistrust of this era continue to shape our understanding and interpretation of the events that unfolded in Roswell, New Mexico, in the summer of 1947. At the heart of the Roswell incident are several key figures and organizations, their roles interweaving in a complex tapestry of intrigue and suspicion. Firstly, let's consider rancher Mac Brazel, who stumbled upon the mysterious debris on his property. His initial reports sparked the military's involvement, and his subsequent treatment by authorities fueled speculation about a cover-up. Some accounts suggest that Brazel was held in military custody for several days and was strongly encouraged, possibly even threatened, to change his story about the debris. This alleged coercion only added to the climate of mistrust and speculation. Then, there's Major Jesse Marcel, the intelligence officer from Roswell Army Airfield, who was dispatched to investigate and collect the debris. Marcel was the source of the initial report, stating that a flying disc had been recovered, a statement he later retracted under pressure from higher authorities. Marcel remained a central figure in the Roswell narrative, and years later he claimed that the material he recovered wasn't from any weather balloon or earthly technology. The Roswell Army Airfield itself, under the command of Colonel William Blanchard, played a pivotal role. The base's initial press release, its retraction, and its later attempts to control the narrative all fed into the perception of a cover-up. The base was also home to the 509th Bomb Group, the only military unit equipped with nuclear weapons at the time, which added another layer of secrecy and intrigue to the story. Beyond these individuals and local institutions, larger government agencies also became entwined in the Roswell narrative. The Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, and the Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, both relatively new organizations in the late 1940s, were implicated in reports of surveillance and information suppression around the incident. Then there's the United States Air Force, USAF, which released several reports in later decades attempting to explain the Roswell incident. The most notable of these was the 1994 USAF report, suggesting that the crashed object was likely a secret military project, Project Mogul, designed to spy on Soviet nuclear tests. This explanation, however, did little to quell suspicions of a cover-up and only served to deepen the mystery. These individuals and institutions, each with their roles and motives, became threads in a larger tapestry of secrecy, suspicion, and potential alien contact. Their actions and interactions shaped the narrative of the Roswell incident, a narrative that continues to evolve and captivate to this day. The first significant development that brought the Roswell incident into public attention came in 1978, over 30 years after the incident itself. This was when Stanton Friedman, a nuclear physicist and ufologist, interviewed Major Jesse Marcel. Marcel, who had kept silent for decades, finally broke his silence and claimed the debris he had handled in 1947 was not of this world. He further alleged that the government had forced him to participate in a cover-up by swapping the alien debris with a weather balloon before any photos were taken. Friedman's interviews with Marcel sparked renewed interest in the incident, and soon after, other witnesses began to come forward. This included retired military personnel who had been stationed at Roswell in 1947 and family members of those who were involved in the event. In 1980, authors Charles Berlitz and William Moore published The Roswell Incident, the first full-length book dedicated to the event. The book, based on interviews with over 90 witnesses, presented a detailed account of the incident and suggested that the government had recovered an alien spacecraft and its occupants. The publication of The Roswell Incident brought the event into the mainstream, and it wasn't long before it caught the attention of the media. Television shows, documentaries, and films were produced, forever embedding the incident into popular culture. This public scrutiny and fascination led to pressure on the government to disclose more information about the incident. In response, in 1994, the United States Air Force released a detailed report titled The Roswell Report: Fact versus Fiction in the New Mexico Desert. The report proposed that the object that crashed at Roswell was a high-altitude balloon from Project Mogul, a classified project aimed at detecting Soviet nuclear tests. However, the report was met with skepticism by many who believed it was simply another layer in the ongoing cover-up. In 1995, footage of an alleged alien autopsy related to the Roswell incident was released by British entrepreneur Ray Santilli. The footage, though widely dismissed as a hoax, added fuel to the fire and heightened public interest in the incident. Over the past decades, a steady stream of documents, testimonies, and leaked information has emerged, each piece adding to the intricate puzzle that is the Roswell incident. The ongoing debate and the constant search for truth keep the incident alive in the public imagination as a symbol of the unexplained, the suppressed, and the otherworldly within our midst. The alleged suppression and control of information surrounding the Roswell incident is one of the key pillars supporting the belief in a government cover-up. The central argument here is that the U.S. government, in an effort to maintain national security and prevent public panic, deliberately hid the truth about what really happened at Roswell. The first efforts to control the narrative can be traced back to the immediate aftermath of the incident. The initial press release from the Roswell Army Airfield, declaring that they had recovered a flying disc, was quickly retracted. In its place, a second press release was issued, stating that the debris was from a weather balloon. This swift about-face in the official narrative sowed the first seeds of suspicion. A key aspect of the alleged cover-up is the silencing and discrediting of witnesses. Grady Barney Barnett, a civil engineer who claimed to have been one of the first to arrive at the crash site, was reportedly threatened into silence by military personnel. Similarly, Glenn Dennis, a Roswell mortician, claimed he was warned off by Air Force officers after he received suspicious requests for small, hermetically sealed coffins and was told of alien bodies by a nurse at the base. The government's control over the narrative continued over the decades. For instance, the 1994 U.S. Air Force report attributing the incident to Project Mogul was seen by many as an attempt to put an end to the speculation. Critics argue that the report was released to quash the growing public demand for disclosure and to reaffirm the weather balloon explanation. Additionally, the Roswell incident has been noticeably absent from official documents and reports on UFO phenomena. Notably, in Project Blue Book, a government initiative to investigate UFO sightings from 1952 to 1969, there is no mention of Roswell. The testimonies of whistleblowers have also led many to believe in a cover-up. These individuals, often with military or government backgrounds, have claimed knowledge of classified information related to the incident. Their allegations range from the existence of alien bodies to the reverse engineering of alien technology. In the face of these allegations, skeptics argue that the supposed cover-up is simply a product of misinterpretations, hoaxes, and the human tendency to see conspiracies where there are none. Yet, the believers counter this argument, pointing to the various inconsistencies, the altering narratives, and the secretive behavior of the government as evidence of a deliberate effort to hide the truth. In the end, the debate over the Roswell incident, like the incident itself, remains shrouded in mystery and uncertainty. Among those brave enough to challenge the established narrative were individuals like Jesse Marcel, the intelligence officer who first examined the wreckage. He claimed that the debris he encountered was not of this world, and that the weather balloon explanation was a fabricated lie. Despite being a military man himself, he was willing to go against the official narrative, even at the risk of his own reputation. Frank Kaufman, another whistleblower who purportedly worked at the Roswell Army airfield, claimed he saw alien bodies and a disc-like craft at the crash site. He held on to his stories until his death in 2001. Despite the scorn and ridicule often faced by those who defy the consensus, Kaufman never wavered in his claims. In 1991, former mortician Glenn Dennis came forward with his own account, stating he was privy to information about autopsies performed on alien bodies. His allegations were met with skepticism, and he faced heavy criticism for his claims. Yet, he remained steadfast, adding another layer to the narrative of possible government concealment. The press, too, has played a significant role in shedding light on the incident. Journalists like Stanton Friedman, a nuclear physicist turned UFO researcher, and authors like Donald R. Schmidt and Kevin D. Randall have dedicated considerable resources to investigating the Roswell incident. Their work, often met with resistance and ridicule, has been instrumental in keeping the incident in the public eye and challenging the official narrative. Whistleblowers and journalists, despite the risks they faced, have been instrumental in uncovering new aspects of the Roswell incident. The price they paid was substantial, with many facing ridicule, professional ostracism, and even threats to their safety. Their courage and determination in seeking the truth have kept the Roswell incident alive in public consciousness, fueling the ongoing debate about what really happened in the summer of 1947. However, the government's continued silence, combined with the persistence of these whistleblowers and journalists, has only deepened the mystery surrounding the incident. Instead of quelling the controversy, each new revelation has only added to the intrigue and speculation. The truth about the Roswell incident, it seems, is as elusive as ever. Secrecy and intrigue have always swirled around classified government documents, and the Roswell incident is no exception. In 1994, the United States Air Force released a report titled The Roswell Report: Fact versus Fiction in the New Mexico Desert. The report suggested that the debris found at the crash site was from a classified project known as Project Mogul. This project involved high-altitude balloons equipped with microphones to detect sound waves from potential Soviet atomic bomb tests. Essentially, the report aimed to debunk UFO theories by stating that the debris and bodies were not extraterrestrial, but were instead remnants of this clandestine operation. However, these revelations seemed to raise more questions than they answered. If the incident was simply a case of a crashed Project Mogul balloon, why did the initial military press release describe the debris as a flying disc? Why did the military need to threaten locals into silence? Why was there talk of alien bodies? And why did some witnesses describe materials that behaved unlike anything known to man? The plot thickened in 1995 with the release of the so-called alien autopsy footage. The grainy, black-and-white film supposedly showed the autopsy of an extraterrestrial being recovered from the crash site. The film was broadcast on television to a global audience, causing a media frenzy. However, the authenticity of the footage has been heavily debated, with many experts dismissing it as a sophisticated hoax. In 2007, the FBI released a memo known as the Hottel Memo, written by Guy Hottel, the head of the FBI's Washington field office in 1950. The memo detailed an account of 3 flying saucers and alien bodies, adding more fuel to the fire of conspiracy theories. In 2012, the CIA declassified documents that revealed the existence of Area 51, a top-secret government facility long associated with UFOs and extraterrestrial research. While the declassified documents did not directly link Area 51 to the Roswell incident, The timing of the revelations led many to speculate about a potential connection. Each of these pieces of evidence, classified documents, witness testimonies, and declassified files, bring their own set of questions, doubts, and speculations. As we delve further into the mysteries of the Roswell incident, it becomes increasingly clear that the truth, however strange it might be, still lies shrouded in mystery, hidden beneath layers of secrecy, and continues to fuel the debate about what really happened that fateful summer of 1947. The public reaction to the Roswell incident was, and continues to be, a fascinating study in societal trust, skepticism, and our collective fascination with the unknown. As news of the crash spread across America, it sparked a widespread belief in extraterrestrial life and government conspiracy. Newspaper headlines screamed of flying saucers, and radio broadcasts speculated wildly about the potential implications. This was the dawning of the modern UFO era, with Roswell at its epicenter. The incident, and the government's response to it, significantly impacted public trust. The initial press release from the Roswell Army Airfield that described the debris as a flying disc, followed by a swift retraction the next day, set a precedent for suspicion. This sense of mistrust was further fueled by the military's insistence on secrecy, threats directed towards locals, and the swapping of materials for inspection by the press. These actions sowed the seeds of conspiracy theories that continue to thrive even today. The advent of the Internet only amplified these theories. The digital age allowed for the rapid dissemination of ideas, and the Roswell incident quickly became a cornerstone of UFO and conspiracy theory culture. Forums, websites, and social media platforms became battlegrounds of debate, with believers and skeptics clashing over the interpretation of every piece of evidence related to the incident. The media, too, played a significant role in shaping public perception. The release of the alien autopsy footage in 1995 sent shockwaves through global media, reigniting public interest in the incident and further cementing its place in pop culture. Even after the footage was largely discredited, it continued to be a topic of discussion, a testament to the enduring allure of the unknown. The Roswell incident has also had a significant impact on the town of Roswell itself. Capitalizing on its unique history, the town now hosts an annual UFO festival, drawing thousands of visitors from around the world. The incident has become part of the town's identity and a source of local pride. The fallout from the Roswell incident highlights the delicate balance between public trust and official secrecy. The government's handling of the incident, whether it was a cover-up of an extraterrestrial encounter or a miscommunication about a classified project, undoubtedly eroded public trust. Yet it also sparked a sense of wonder and curiosity that continues to captivate the world. The Roswell incident remains a touchstone in our collective imagination, a reminder of the mysteries that lie just beyond our understanding. The influence of the Roswell incident on modern culture, politics, and technology cannot be overstated. It has shaped our popular understanding of extraterrestrial life and government secrecy, and continues to inspire countless works of fiction and nonfiction. From movies and television series to music and literature, the imprint of Roswell is felt far and wide. The enduring fascination with the incident has given birth to a whole genre of alien and UFO-related entertainment, with the town of Roswell often portrayed as ground zero for extraterrestrial encounters. Beyond the realm of entertainment, the Roswell incident has had a profound impact on how society views and interacts with authority. It has fueled a persistent distrust in government, serving as a potent symbol of perceived official obfuscation and deception. This lingering skepticism has fostered a culture of conspiracy theorists who view the government with suspicion and perceive hidden agendas in its actions. In the realm of technology, the incident has spurred explorations into the unknown, inspiring technological advancements and innovative research. The alleged recovery of alien technology from the Roswell crash site has become a point of fascination, with theorists hypothesizing that the incident may have directly led to leaps in technology, such as the development of stealth technology and microchips. While these claims remain unverified, they underscore the incident's influence on our technological imagination. The Roswell incident also serves as a crucial lesson in the management of information and the potential repercussions of secrecy. It underscores the importance of transparency in maintaining public trust, while also highlighting the consequences of misinformation and speculation. In an age of digital information and rampant fake news, these lessons remain more relevant than ever. Finally, the incident has given rise to a burgeoning UFO research community. It has sparked interest in the study of unexplained phenomena and encouraged scientific inquiry into the possibility of extraterrestrial life. It serves as a constant reminder of the vastness of the universe and the endless possibilities that it holds. In conclusion, the legacy of the Roswell incident is far-reaching and enduring. It has shaped our culture, colored our perception of authority, influenced technological innovation, and inspired a search for answers in the cosmos. It stands as a testament to humanity's yearning for knowledge and the mysteries that continue to captivate our collective imagination. In the quiet hours of a New Mexico night, back in 1947, an event occurred that ignited an enduring enigma. The Roswell incident, with its swirl of mystery and intrigue, has remained a point of fascination, its flame undimmed by the passage of time. Yet, it has left in its wake a series of unanswered questions that continue to arouse curiosity and fuel debate. What truly crashed that fateful night? Was it a weather balloon as officially stated, or an extraterrestrial craft as many believe? And if it was indeed a UFO, what became of its supposed otherworldly occupants? Moreover, what happened to the alleged debris and technology recovered from the crash site? These questions, and many more, persist, stoking the embers of speculation and skepticism. The government's initial reporting, followed by its sudden retraction, has always been a source of doubt. The swift military operation, the alleged intimidation of witnesses, and the decades of silence that followed. These have all conspired to cast a long shadow over the official narrative. The secrecy surrounding the incident has only served to deepen the mystery, leading many to question if the truth was indeed suppressed. Yet, it is important to remember that in the realm of the unknown, skepticism should not be allowed to evolve into cynicism. The fact that we do not have definitive answers does not imply a deliberate concealment of truth, but rather a testament to the complexity and unpredictability of the cosmos. The Roswell incident, in its essence, is a mirror reflecting humanity's insatiable curiosity and our ceaseless quest for knowledge. It is a poignant reminder of our place in the universe, a tiny blue speck in the vast cosmic canvas, forever yearning to understand what lies beyond our terrestrial confines. In the final analysis, the Roswell incident serves as a powerful symbol of the human condition, the quest for knowledge, the fear of the unknown, and the courage to question authority. And as long as these questions remain unanswered, the Roswell incident will continue to captivate, intrigue, and inspire. It will persist as a beacon, lighting the path of inquiry and igniting the spark of curiosity, reminding us that the universe, in all its vastness and mystery, still holds secrets yet to be unraveled. Thanks for listening. This has been The Conspiracy Files with Paige Carter. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to follow us wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you'd like to support the show, subscribe to the Forbidden Knowledge Network on Patreon. Subscribe now.